Okay, so I got an answer already. You can still send me an answer though. Send me an answer if you have one. Yeah? I'll give you 1 more minute for that. Remember, main focus is to understand everything here. All right. Good job, Micaiah. That's right. Okay, so they told us that the center, remember that's the first thing you want to do for a question is to write down the information that they gave you. They told us that the center is 2, 1. Wait, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay. Okay, and they told us that the radius is 4. I'll just put R, it's 4. And what do they want us to do? They want us to write this in standard form. What is standard form? You need to remember that the standard form of the equation of a circle is x plus h squared plus y plus k squared is equal to r squared. So when they ask us for the standard form, this is how they want the answer, in this form. So let me just draw a little sketch of what this circle might look like. So I have my little circle here. Remember, you could draw a sketch if you want to, if you think that would help you. That's my circle. The red dot is my center. They told me that the center is 2, 1. So I put that in green. 2, 1. And they said that the radius is 4. So we know that this, let me use blue. This is what a radius looks like. So I'll label this R is equal to 4. Okay, what you need to keep in mind is that the coordinates of the center is in the form minus h and minus k. We did all of this already. The center has the coordinates minus h and minus k. Hold on, let me just. But if you look at this form, the standard form, requires the value for h and requires the value for k, not minus h and not minus k. So remember, when writing something in the standard form, what you need to do, you need to make sure you have your value for h, you have your value for k, and you have your value for r. If, let me use green. Look in here. If minus h is 2, so if minus h is equal to 2, and I want the value of h, that means that h has to be equal to minus 2. If anybody doesn't understand how I got minus 2, let me know. And if minus k has a value of 1, so minus k is equal to 1, that means that k, if I wanted to find the value of k would be equal to minus 1. So that's why h is minus 2, k is minus 1, r. In this example, in this question, we don't need to calculate what r is because they already gave us what r is. So r is 4. Remember, we did all of this already. We learned how to put something in the standard form already. If you have any questions, let me know. But if you just do not remember this at all, Google Classroom. Okay, let me use blue. So now I could rewrite this. X This form, standard form, tells me the next thing I have to put is h. And h in this case is -2. So I'll put -2 here, squared, plus y plus k. Put back y. And we know that k is -1. So I'll put -1 instead here. Squared is equal to r squared. R is 4, so that's 4 squared. However, if something could be simplified, you have to simplify it. This could be rewritten as x minus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared. And we know that 4 squared is 16. And that's why this would have been my answer if they asked me for the standard form. Any questions? Let me know. Okay.
No, miss. Understand. Understand.
To the next question for me. Remember, first person to answer. Okay, so I have everybody sent me correct answers so far. Well, the people who sent me. Just be careful how you state in your answer though. Alpha isn't equal to 21 on 4 and beta isn't equal to 5 on 4. The sum and product. So alpha plus beta, that's what sum means, is 21 on 4. And the product, so alpha times beta, would be 5 on 4. Okay, so I guess in right answer so far. These are still the easy questions, yeah? Just saying. All right. So right now all the information that they gave you, they told us that 4x squared minus 21x plus 5 is equal to 0. And they told us that the roots of this quadratic would be represented by alpha and beta. So this quadratic has two roots. One is alpha and the other one is beta. And what they want me to find is the sum of the roots, and they want me to find the product of the roots. Right. So recall, this is one root and this is another root. So root number one, root number two. We know that sum, the word itself, sum, means to add. So if they want the sum of my two roots, all I have to do is put alpha plus beta. If this is one root and this is the other root, and they want the sum of my roots, we know sum just means to add. So that's alpha plus beta. But the problem is, how do we find alpha plus beta? We know a formula. We know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b on a. B in this case, looking at this quadratic, my value of b, which is the coefficient of x, hold on, let me just write this for my visual learners. This is what a quadratic looks like. General form of a quadratic. So ax squared plus bx plus c. This formula says the sum of the roots, so in this case it's alpha plus beta, is minus b on a. We learned this formula already. And in this case, this quadratic, our value of b, which is the coefficient of x, so any number that comes before x, in this case, it's minus 21. So if we want the value of minus b, that would be minus negative 21 over the value of a. We know that a is the coefficient of x squared. So whatever number comes before x squared, that's my value of a. And in this case, it's 4. So that's why I would put 4 here. We know that's a minus sign and a minus sign will give us a positive sign. So I put positive right there, 21 on 4. But we usually don't write it like this. We don't write the positive sign. It's understood. So I could just erase that. And that's why the sum of my roots, so alpha plus beta, is 21 on 4. Remember? Let me know if you have any questions. But I'm moving on. Stop me if you have questions. Right. So that's the sum of the roots, 21 on 4. Now they want to find the product of the roots. And we know that product means to multiply. And if this is one root and this is the other root, the product of the roots is what I'm trying to find. So alpha multiplied by beta. But we don't need to write it like that. Alpha multiplied by beta is the same as alpha beta. And we know a formula for that. We know a formula for the product of the roots. And it says that alpha beta, the product of the roots, is equal to c on a. The value of c divided by my value of a. In this case, a is still 4. So looking at the quadratic, a is 4. But now we want the value of c. C is just the constant. So c could be any number. And in this case, it's 5. So what I would write here, c is 5, a is 4. And that's why the product of my roots is 5 on 4. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
All right. And that's how you do that. So easy thing so far, man. Right, number 7. The midpoint of the line PQ is 2, 3. If the coordinates of P are minus 1, 4, find the coordinates of Q. Do this for me, first person to answer. Remember to ask any questions if you don't know what's going on. Okay, so I'm now seeing this question. So the question was for that for number 6. Do you calculate the improper fractions or do you leave the improper fraction alone? You could leave it as this, as an improper fraction, or you could put it as a mixed number. Doesn't matter. That answers your question, right? Okay. I have an answer for number 7 already, yeah? But I still want you to send me your answers. Remember, as soon as you finish the question, send me your answer. One more minute for this question, and then I'm going through it. Okay, time to go through this one. To the blackboard. Remember to ask me any questions. If you have any, that's what this class is for. All right, write down all the information that they gave you. So they told us a line P, so line PQ. No, not line PQ. Yes. The midpoint of the line PQ. So I'll put has midpoint is equal to 2, 3. And they told us that P has the point -1, 4. But we need to find what Q is. What is Q? What's the coordinates of Q? We have no idea. And that's what we're trying to find out. So like I said, you could draw a sketch if you want to. So line PQ. So let me name this P, this Q. So let me put the points in yellow. They told us that this point here is -1, 4. We need to find what Q is. We have no idea what this coordinate is. So it's a question mark and a question mark. We know it's a coordinate for sure. So it has an X and a Y. So let me not put question mark and question mark. Let me put X, Y. Because remember, that's what a coordinate looks like. I have my X value and then I have my Y value. And they told us that the midpoint of this line PQ has the coordinates 2, 3. So midpoint, right here. That has the coordinates 2, 3. Remember, you could draw a sketch if you want to. Nobody's going to penalize you for that. Once you get the answer right and could show you working, you're good to go. We know that the midpoint formula, to find the midpoint, okay, sorry about that. Right, we know to find the midpoint, there's a formula. And it says that x1 plus x2, that's a 2, divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. That would give me the coordinates of my midpoint, where whatever this value is would be the x coordinate of my midpoint, and whatever this value is would be the y coordinate of my midpoint. Everybody follow not so far, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So using that information, we could find what Q is. Let me show you how. Right. So they told us that the midpoint is 2, 3. Is equal to x1 plus x2 and 2, y2, y1 plus y2 and 2, right? So remember to label whichever you want, what coordinates you want as x1 and y1, and which one you want as x2 and y2. In this case, this would just be x1, this would be y1, my bad, x2, y2. So we know that the midpoint, they already gave it to us, is 2, 3. And according to this formula, how I arrived at this, I use x1, so that's minus 1 plus whatever the x value is for the coordinate of P divided by 2. Then you do the same thing here. Y1, which is 4, plus whatever the y coordinate of Q is divided by 2. Whatever this x value is and whatever this y value is, it's going to give me the 0.23. So now, let me use green. Looking up here, I don't really want to erase that diagram. I could erase this thing. So what I need you to remember. Okay, whatever. Right. What I need you to remember, we said that whatever this x value is, when I say minus 1 plus whatever that x value is divided by 2, the answer I would get is 2. Whatever this y value is, when I say 4 plus y divided by 2, whatever this is, the answer I'm supposed to get is 3. So now using that information, we could say, all right, how I got 2, I said minus 1 plus x divided by 2. Whatever this is, the value I'm going to get is 2. Right? And for this one, whatever this value of y is, when I say 4 plus whatever the value is divided by 2, the answer I'm going to get is 3. So now look at this. We have two nice equations where we could solve for x and we could solve for y, which would be the coordinates of Q, x and y. So transposing, this is just, if you don't understand, let me know. Right, this is just transposing. Hold on, so the answer would be 5, 6, not 6. 5 is right. Check the y value. So just transpose. Transpose means to make something the subject of the formula. What we're trying to find now is the value of x. So we need to make x the subject of the formula. So this would become 1 plus x is equal to 4. X is equal to 5. If anybody doesn't know how we did this, how we got x is equal to 5, let me know. You do the same thing here. This would be equal to 4y is equal to 6. Therefore, y would be equal to 6 minus 4, which is 2. And now I know my x value and I know my y value. So I could say that the coordinate of Q, which is in the form x, comma, y, would be 5 comma 2. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
If my explanations are kind of off, let me know. Huh? I would explain it in a different way to try to help you to understand. Okay, so that's number 7 done. Number 8, first listen to answer. Let's go. These are still the easy questions, huh? Just saying. I don't have any answers yet. Come on, people. I don't have any answers yet. Come on, you have to send me your answers. This is for your benefit, okay? Okay, 1 more minute for this question, and then I'll go through it. I don't have any correct answers yet. Okay, I'll do this one now. I had one person who almost had the correct answer. He just wrote it in standard form instead of general form. But other than that, I didn't get any more answers, right answers. So I guess general form is a problem. Okay, so write down all the information that they gave you first. They told us that the center is 2, hold on, has the coordinates 2, 1, 2, 1. They also told us that it passes through a point with coordinates 10, 7. And what this question wants is the equation of the circle in general form. General form. You need to remember, there's something you need to know, that the general form is x squared plus y squared plus 2hx plus 2ky plus c is equal to 0. But remember, you might see other constants here. So you might see a f and a g or h and a g. Doesn't matter. We use h and we use k, but it doesn't matter what the letter is. It's just a constant. Same rules apply. Right. Right. The next thing you need to so we know when writing something in the general form or writing the equation in the general form, unlike the standard form that only needed a value for h, a value for k, and a value for r, this one also needs a value for c. So these are the 4 variables that we need to find. We know that. We did this already. When writing the general form, we need a h, a k, a r, and we need to calculate what c is. So first we would look at h and k. How would we calculate that? Let me show you. So center, remember the center has the coordinates minus h and minus k. And they told us that in this particular example, the center is 2, 1, has the coordinates 2, 1. So what does that mean? That means that the value of minus h is 2. So I could put minus h is equal to 2. And that minus k is 1. The value of minus k is equal to 1. But that's not what we're trying to find. We need a value for h, positive h, and we need a value for k, positive k. So if minus h is equal to 2, we know that h has to be equal to, oh gosh, I have no space, that h has to be equal to minus 2. And if minus k is equal to 1, that means that my value of k is minus 1. So that's we already found what h is, it's minus 2. We found what k is minus 1. Now we need to know what r is. So how are we going to find r? That's what you need to ask yourself. Remember, you could draw a little sketch if you think that would help you. So say this is my circle, center, red, and it says that it passes through a point 10, 7. So I'll just put that up here. Say this is my point 10, 7. What would that look like? If they told me that the center passes through this point 10, 7, what does that look like? It looks like this. Okay, we need to leave and rejoin. Someone's going to, yeah, thank you. Okay, so we need to leave and rejoin.